one of the hilarious things that we figured out is that apparently I look like King Henry VIII. Let me go find the picture. So this picture. This picture was posted in our Discord, and it's just like some sort of Tumblr meme, and it's like telling me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. But then, like, a significant number of people thought that this was like photoshopped my face onto it, but this is the actual like portrait of King Henry VIII. So, yeah, now on Discord I am known as King Henry VIII, but this is such a funny picture. Sorry, pretty funny. Thank you. I'll take another hug.
What's that?
I'll take another hug.
Okay. You're doing great.
Thanks. Thank you for lunch.
I love this smile.
Okay. I'm back. It was my father, my loving father. My parents always get so worried when I do these really long streams. Like they get anxious when I go over 6 hours, and then today I was aiming for like 8 or 9 hours. So they drive across the city. I live on the south end of the city. My parents live on the north end of the city, and just any time that I'm doing these more marathon streams, they know that I don't really have time to go get food, so they drive across the city to bring me lunch. I love them so much. Father also has helped me a ton setting up this broadcast studio. Yeah, man, having your parents support what you're doing, it's awesome. Oh, okay. Cheers, chat. Cheers to loving parents. Dad was on stream once. He likes watching. He's lurking. He told me he made a Twitch and a Discord account so that he could follow, but he won't tell me what the names of them are. So every time I'm like, fuck this, motherfucker, this, I'm always like, my father's watching right now. Anyway, enough of this. What's parental support like? I'm an arts major. Let me live vicariously. Oh, man. Okay. So now, if it was like any other map here, if it was any other map with like Mercy Anna, I'd probably be saying that this is a little bit of a questionable composition. Now, the Mercy and the Anna, if you were going to be talking about a composition where Mercy Anna is actually a decent or a decent place to play it, it is in fact Numbani. Numbani is one of Anna's best maps because there's a lot of really nice sight lines, long range. You know, she can sit on the high ground out of the danger. Like it's one of her more decent maps, along with like Hanamura and Gibraltar, are pretty good for Anna. And the Mercy is really good because she has the ability, using her Guardian Angel, to very quickly transition between the high ground and the low ground. Like if you're running a dive comp or something on Nabani attack, then running a Mercy is really good because not only can you transition your Mercy to the high ground using Guardian Angel, but she can stay on the high ground. I don't know why I drew her head and her torso. Apparently, you now have arms for a head. This is now Mercy. Don't question it. She can use her beam to pocket people on the low ground from the high ground, right? And she doesn't have to be in danger. So Mercy on Nabani is actually a pretty decent pick. Moira on Nabani, trash. So if you do want like the superior healing, then you're looking for the Mercy Anna. Why the pros run Mercy Anna over like Mercy Zen or Anna Zen, I guess it's just a taste. You know, Anna is, of course, very weak to dive. Now, you've got the Orisa and the Roadhog. Now, this is kind of coming back to what I was talking about with the Symmetra changes earlier this morning, is the fact that these characters, like on Numbani, the only place that they want to actually be is on the high ground itself, right? But if the Orisa or the Roadhog, for example, have to drop onto the low ground to contest, they've basically been caught out, can be separated, burnt down, focused, and all that. And they also have no way to very easily return to the high ground without a very long flank route up staircases. So unable to, like, they can kind of be on the high ground to start, but at some point, one of them is going to actually have to contest the point. They're going to drop, and at that point, you know, the benefit of having the high ground is lost, and they can't easily return to the high ground, even if they have 5 seconds in the middle of a fight, because it probably takes like 15 seconds, I want to estimate, to get these targets back on the high ground. So this kind of like delay in transitioning between the high ground and the low ground is the reason why Orisa and Reinhardt are so very poor on Numbani A specifically. Now, does this stop the European contenders teams from both running Reinhardt attack and defense Numbani A? No, but that's European contenders. And if you want a serious region, you'll realize that almost no one is running Reinhardt. So, especially on Numbani, you're going to be one. How many people did I just trigger? Anyway, you're normally going to be looking at dive defense and dive offense on Numbani. It was a joke.
Everything can be hacked, and everyone. I might need this later. I'm out of here. ¿Me extrañaste? Damage boost. Así me
Gotcha.
gusta.
This Mega's not super useful. You definitely want the one at, like, main, but that Mega's not really used. That's a pretty cool spray, though. You obviously play a lot of Sombra. Yeah, this Mega is not super useful. Nobody really like, this Mega isn't used by you, and it's not really a common retreat route for the opponent, so nobody really cares about this Mega. The Mega that is vastly superior to grab is the one in main. Hey, Yako. Good to see you.
5, 4, 3,
Ahorita regreso.
1.
If you play Pharah, I report you. Fucking love Diamond.
Defend objective A.
Yeah, wasting.
Ult on page up is pretty common for people who play on the number pad, right? Because so if you play on an, I've seen this before. The reason why ult is on page up is because he's playing not with WASD or with arrow keys, but he's playing on a numpad. So yeah, if you're wondering why page up, he plays on a numpad.
And Genji do have a hands
Here I am.
He does have a crosshair. He's green dot master race, right? He has ascended to the dot crosshair, like all true gods of Overwatch use.
Moira.
Translocating.
Still not hacking the most important health pack on Numbani, which is a bit interesting. And I also don't like your Translocator placement. I don't like anything about what you've done so far, actually. It's not often that you send me to the training range after 20 seconds of footage. Let's talk Sombra theory, specifically on Numbani. Okay, bring my mouse out. Maps, none. Bernie. Nice. Okay, let's do start arenas. Is Sombra theory anything like Widow theory? Hopefully the Sombra theory doesn't take 5 hours. Okay. Let's grab me some Sombra.
Everything
Name
can be
Benny.
hacked, and everyone.
Hey, Carcel.
Here
Okay.
I am.
So, the Mega in this room here is really not that useful. And I talked about it, but teams very rarely go through this like this place underneath, unless they're trying to go up here really quickly. And if they're coming from this location, they're not attacking or staging from that lower location, they're transitioning to the high ground, right? So they're not going to be sticking around there, and that health pack isn't useful for you either. Now, the health pack that's on the coast is not really useful either. Now, this one actually can be an aerial denial sort of thing, because the opponent, if they are trying to like stage out from here, they will be retreating onto the health pack. but this one isn't very valuable for you. So the best kind of health packs are ones that you can use and that the opponent cannot use but would otherwise want to use. So this one fits one of the criteria, but only if they attack coast, and very few compositions ever attack coast. So nobody really cares.
I might need this
I swear to
later.
God, Tree, if you cuck me again.
Translocating.
This mini, actually pretty useful, right? So if a flanker moves up into this hallway, this is going to deny the ability for that flanker to have sustain. So I like this pack. This pack is good, but for flanker usage. So this would be good, but not your primary focus, right?
Ahorita regreso.
Now, this mega is the one that you really, really want. This mega right here. Because if anybody comes main or anything like that, like, for example, if they're running dive, they're going to usually dive from main. Like, diving from high ground is not nearly as good because you can't hide from poke. So people will go up main, and then they'll, like, dive here and then chase people back into alley. So supports or tanks, this is where enemy Winstons or D.Va or attacking Winstons or D.Va will want to retreat to and grab this mega to kind of relieve healing pressure. But if you prevent this mega from being used from like the opponents to stabilize, that's huge value in the fact that your tanks can also chase people into this area knowing that they have 750 or 1,000 health instead of their 500 or 600. So this is a very aggressive footing because it removes territory in which the opponents can stabilize, and it also allows your team to play really aggressive on the counter push. So the next thing that I didn't like about your Sombra play is where you place the Translocator. So what you did initially is you hacked this pack, then you threw the Translocator here, and then you cloaked, and you went back here. So this is where we're talking about win condition, is you hid over here, the hands will walk past you, you're like, and then you teleported away, you came up, and you hacked this mini. So there's two things that I don't like about that. The first thing is that why a Hanzo? So think about this. If there was a Hanzo, a Zenyatta being pocketed by a Mercy, and a D.Va, and they all walk past you, who as Sombra do you attack? Okay, I'm actually going to pull this one. I'm going to pull this one. Who do you attack? Who do you attack? Who do you attack? Ugh. Do you attack the lone Hanzo? Do you attack Mercy with Zen? Oh, nope. Ugh. Who do you attack? Hanzo, Mercy with Zen, D.Va. Okay, chat. Who would you attack if you were the Sombra? Okay, now most of you guys got it right? 75% of you were saying D.Va, but the question is, why would you attack the D.Va? You're not going to kill a D.Va, right? You can hack the D.Va to turn her matrix off, you know, to eliminate her boosters, but we can't kill the D.Va. So why are we attacking the D.Va, right? Why are we attacking the D.Va? Because of ult charge. Our goal here is not to kill targets. It's to get as much ult charge as possible. And Sombra has a very, very nice spread, not nearly as bad as something like a D.Va. And you can be a pretty significant distance away and still one-clip things, right? So let's get out of here again. So, oh, I got to turn the pole off. Right, you can be a pretty significant distance away from things and still be dealing damage to them. So let's get out of here. Let's go to training range. Let's pick up Sombra. So yeah, you don't, at this point, your win condition is get EMP. Your win condition is not murder someone. Like, if a Zen is exposed, sure, but you don't attack a Hanzo, because the risk of him one-shotting you with scatter, which is going away, or with a headshot, is way too high of a risk to take for the chance of you being able to actually clip him before he gets support. Yeah, no, it's a very risky maneuver, especially like you wouldn't want to decloak on like an Anna or something. Her hitbox is so fucking weird and shit. You're not going to clip her before she either forces your locator or sleeps you, and then you're dead, and then your team loses the first push. But Sombra's
Everything
spread
can be hacked.
is that was one clip. That was one clip from this distance, and those were body shots too.
Double kill.
Sombra's clip is fucking massive. Her spread is honestly pretty decent. And her fall-off range, I don't know. What is her fall-off range? Chat. Let's look up. I don't actually know Sombra's exact fall-off range. This is something I don't know either. Wiki Sombra. Sombra's fall-off range is 15 meters. That's what I would have guessed. But yeah, 15 meters before she starts doing reduced damage. Hello? Okay, so 15 meters before she starts doing reduced damage. So
Gotcha.
here, that's 10, 15 meters. At this distance, you're still doing full damage to things as Sombra. How many times do you see a Sombra actually attacking something from this distance? Right? It doesn't happen. So at 20 meters, I think you can still kill things in like a single clip. But Sombra's full damage clip is 480 damage. You can one clip a shield generator and a teleporter. Right? I still have half my clip at that range. Dead. Sombra can kill things from way farther away than you think. So instead of trying to engage something like a Zen up here right close, you're like, I gotta kill him super fast, and just making your tracking really hard. Sit a little bit farther away and just zap them. Like, Sombra's a lot better at killing Pharah than a lot of people think too. So yeah, sit farther away, and your objective, if you're farther away, first of all, it's going to be easier to track things. But then on top of that, if you do actually go for the tanks, you can sit there for a lot longer before they're actually forced to translocate. So let's go back to Nimbani here. Let's go back to Nimbani. Settings, maps, none. Nimbani. Let's go to Nimbani. Start. My sandwich is just sitting there at me, looking delicious.
Traveling to Numbani.
Everything can be hacked. And everyone. Translocator.
So, and fucking Cody. Cody was always so annoying at this. Cody's like Zerg. Fucking is so annoying. But just imagine if you're on the high ground, like here, for example. Now, this is like a really shitty example because this isn't the most practical one. But imagine a diva walks underneath you. If you hack her, and then you're shooting her from even if like 20 meters away, right? If you're shooting the diva from like 20 meters away, what is she gonna do about it? What is a Zenyatta or a Mercy gonna do about you being here? You can sit here for one clip, reload, fucking put another one into them. Going for these like really close range trying to kill people when you're on Sombra is missing the point.
Be right back.
Like, if you kill a person, you're gonna get like 10 seconds as they have to respawn and regroup and whatnot. But if you hack them and just like farm them for ult charge, then they can't win team fights because EMP alone is enough to win team fights. Hey, SK. SK, dropping the 188 viewer host. How you doing, my friend? Now, if you guys don't know who SK is one of kind of like the original inspirations for me actually learning Lucio. When I played on a team, SK is a guy, his YouTube videos were ones that I watched to kind of improve my own Lucio play. And he is basically the carrying on the spirit of DSP Stanky. So Lucio one trick, top 500, and has transitioned from YouTube to Twitch. So definitely give SK Plays a follow there. If you like Lucio and you want to see some pretty aggressive Lucio play, SK Plays is a great guy to check out on Twitch. And SK, thank you so much for the host, my friend. Hope you had a great stream. But anyway, so that's the Sombra in general. And the other thing, the second thing that I really didn't like about your Sombra play is the fact that you did this. Like, you threw your Translocator, you cloaked, you went out over here by the green bus, you decloaked over here, You shot a Hanzo, he turned around, you translocated, but then you did this. This is the next mistake you made. You hacked, you chucked, and then you cloaked. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with what I just did?
Been here all along.
What is wrong with what I just did there? Nope. It's not cloak. Nope. Nobody in chat's got it right yet.
Traveling to Nepal.
It's not cloak. Cloak is not the problem. Nope. Nope. Ah! One person got it. One person. Two people got it now. Ooh, a couple people nailed it. Finally. This is Village. This is not the one I wanted.
Everything can be hacked, and
Okay.
everyone.
So this is kind of something that has changed in Sombra play since we've come to like the new Sombra compared to the old Sombra. Translocator was bad. Correct. The answer was with Translocator.
Traveling to Nepal.
If this is Sanctum, I'm going to cry. It is Shrine. Nice.
Everything can be hacked, and everyone.
Who is the right people? It was somebody with a really long name. Helio, don't know you. Hello, I don't know you was the first guy who got it right. So, Shrine. Here's the question. I've hacked this pack. The fight is going on payload. Where do I put my translocator? Let's say A, I put it here. B, I put it here. C, I put it here. So A, I put it kind of like on my side of the point. B, I put it on the high ground. Or C, I put it right on the health pack. Or like nearby the health pack, like here. You could be in these corners. It doesn't really matter. Where do you think, where does the health pack go? Or where does the translocator go? Where to place translocator? A, B, C. Where would you place the translocator? Hello, I don't know you. You got it right again. Are you a Sombra player? Hello, I don't know you. Must be a Sombra player. Dude's smart. I like you. I like you. I like you. So, the thing is, if you place it on the translocator, right? So if we hack this and we place the actual translocator, we can fight, we can fight, we can fight, we can fight. Suddenly we get attacked or something like this. If we translocate, we are out of the fight. We are out of the fight. Now we have to, do something, walk back, come into the fight. And Sombra is way more of a DPS now than she ever was. If you place your translocator here, and you're fighting, you're fighting, you're fighting, suddenly you get primaried, you're out of the fight. So what you want to be doing instead is giving yourself options. So if your translocator is on a statue like this, and you're fighting, 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 or you drop to the health pack if you need it. Give yourself options. But especially when we're going to a map like Nimbani or something like this. Maps, let's go back to Nimbani here. Like, the thing is that the health pack, just because you have a hacked health pack, does not mean you have to use your health pack to heal, right? You're not playing Sombra solo support. You're playing Sombra Mercy Zenyatta, both of which can heal you, right?
And everyone.
So one of the really good things that you can do with Sombra, for example, on this point, is just because you are Sombra doesn't mean that a normal healer can't heal you. Let's go up here. And this is one of the things that we saw happen in the contenders a few times in the very early days, is that we'd see like the translocator over here or something like that. But then as the dive came up from main, the Sombra could hack one of the dive targets and then go for a support, and then translocate up and stay in the fight. This is like, you want to be able to have options and threaten. So take a look at this position right here, okay, where I am right now, where my translocator is. It's over on the other high ground. If they dive, hack. So if you hack a diva mid-flight, she's on the low ground, Winston's alone. Instant, like, the fight is dead, you've won. Just hacking there. If they dive and they leave a Zenyatta, boom. Attacking. If I can't kill the support, or even if I do, I translocate back to my team, stay in the fight, get healed by a healer. Right? You have other healers on your team. You have other healers on your team. You do not have to get all of your healing from health pack. And the higher you go, it's going to take you out of the fight for too fucking long. Threaten with hack. Attack supports, translocates back to the fight. That's what you want to be doing. Don't, like, especially being able to translocate onto the high grounds and shit like that, so powerful. You don't want your translocator to take you out of the fight.
Now entering the Temple of Anubis.
Everything can be hacked. And everyone.
Where does a Sombra, either attack or defense, place her translocator on this point? Where does Sombra place her translocator? If this Sombra has this health pack hacked, where do you place your translocator? Do you place it back there, so you can get to this mini? Do you place it underneath? Where do you go? Where do you go? Yeah. Anybody who's played Sombra knows it goes right there. Fuck. Yeah, so if you place your translocator up here, boop, stay up there, stay. Are you gonna stay up there this time? Hey, it's up there. So, yeah, if you're fighting, suddenly they focus you, or you take like a headshot from a McCree, you're out of there, you're still into the fight. Free hacks, ability to drop back onto the health pack, and then go back into the fight, rejoin it. You want to be out of the fight for as little time as possible. Barely, yeah. I don't know, how do you actually put that one up there? Yeah, good enough. So, yeah, but you never want to be having your translocator take you out of the fight or put you in locations that are easily attacked by people who find your locator. So, like, again, that position with the health pack on Navani where you did put it on the mini, you don't have the support of your team. So it's double reason to do that translocator. You stay in the fight, let your healers healer instead of relying on health packs like, you know, like a little solo hard carrying Sombra you are, and stay with your team. Being able to return to your team if you get focused out is usually better than going to a health pack that's probably out of the way. Anyway, enough of this Sombra bullshit. Let's get back to the actual VOD, because that was quite the tangent. 3 for 3 so far. Hold on a second. Give me a second. Channel. Hello, I don't know you. Can you kind of like talk in chat for a second? Oh, there you are. I found you. Give me a second here, chat. Cool. I like you. Stay around for a bit. Cool. Let's watch more Sombra. Let's watch this entire sequence again, actually.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
regreso.
1.
Iniciando
Attackers
el
incoming.
hackeo.
Defend objective A.
They're wasting Genji Diva Hanzo.
Should have gone for the diva.
Here I am.
Moira.
Translocating.
Also should have had better aim. Shitty locator. Wasted cloak.
¿Qué tal?
They're
Positioning yourself in the middle of the team. Locating to a location that takes you out of the fight. You basically didn't do anything. There's no reason you shouldn't have had EMP already.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
Agarraste en curva. I might need this later. Translocating.
I want you to take a quick moment. I'm going to pause and using what you just learned. Using what you just learned from the little tutorial about how to do Sombra, I want you to take a moment and think in your head, okay, which health pack am I going to hack? Where am I going to place my locator? I want you to think this in your head. Think about it. Think about all of the possible health pack locations on Nimbani 2nd. Think about which ones that you would want to hack. Think about your flank routes. Think about where you want to locate to. Think about this. If you're the Sombra player, which health packs do you want hacked? You got your answer? Did you pick Coast Mega? Did anybody just say, like, give me a hey guys in chat if you voted for Coast Mega. If you voted for Coast Mega, give me a hey guys. Hey, Bouncing Hope voted for Coast Mega. 2, 3? I didn't vote for Coast Mega.
Been here all along.
Would you vote for this one? Would you vote for this mini right here? What about this one? The small one, right to my right. Would you vote for this one? Right. No? That mini, right there. Yeah, no? No? Yes? No? Ooh, we've got more yeses this time, but still a lot of no's. Okay, let's keep going. Okay. First thing, whenever you're doing one of these flanks, you always have to recognize whether your goal is to kill someone or to farm ult charge. So the question is, should you be attacking the Zenyatta or the Diva here? Like, is your goal ult charge or is your goal a kill? He's already got ult charge, really. So probably going for the kill. Probably good. There is a Zenyatta. Maybe he can react before the Diva and the Sombra, or the Diva and the Moira notice, but really not a lot of value here. The chance of you actually killing the Zen is super low because there's a Moira and a Diva right there. So, trick question. I would actually do option 3. Hey, Shane, good to see you. I would actually do option 3 here and literally just like decloak behind the payload crouched and try and just stall it out. That's probably the most value you can actually get in this position right here at this point in time. So, yeah, if they just don't notice, just try and stall out the payload for as long as possible. They've got 3 on the payload here, right? They've got 3 on the payload, which means that if they've got 3 moved up, the up position is a 3-on-5. So yeah, giving your team as much time as they need to regroup to stall the payload is probably the best chance, right? 5% to ult. You don't need to get your EMP. You aren't going to get a kill when there's a Moira and a Diva right next to your Zenyatta. I'd probably just like sit on the payload here, decloak, stay crouched, make sure I can't get killed, and then translocate out as soon as they notice. So just kind of like sit there and chill. There's no reason for you to do anything. Think about your win condition. Is your win condition kill the Zen? Well, yeah, that would certainly help, but your entire team is here and it's going to be pretty difficult for them to capitalize on it. You're not going to be able to kill the Zen because Moira and D.Va are right there. You've already got EMP. Even if you don't shoot anything, you're going to get through passive ult charge. So yeah, just buying time, delaying before your team is fully regrouped and can fight is the best option here. Of course, there's Diamond.
I'm out of here.
Good kill. Good kill.
Moira half. Not bad.
Initiating
Down to hack.
beacon in place.
Hog hack.
Translocating.
Nice break.
Victory stay.
There's no reason you should have been able to kill that Zen. Oh, man. No, the Moira and the D.Va, like, all the D.Va had to do is, like, literally be like, oh, I hear a Sombra, and, like, turn 90 degrees and hold right-click. Zen would have survived. Or the Moira could have been like, oh, have an orb, or let me, like, piss on you for a second. The Zen would have been fine. I'm not sure if the Zen even noticed you were shooting at him. Like, what is that awareness? Come on. Oh, man. No reaction from any three of them. Where the fuck was I? Okay, now that you have EMP, you have to think about how you're going to be using it, okay? So the thing that you have to be worried about EMP is there's a couple different scenarios in which you're going to be using them. So if they have support ultimates, you go for supports so that they can't use them. If they have no support ultimates, and especially if you're going against tanks, you use the EMP on tanks so that they can't use primal or bomb to sustain themselves. They also have no mobility and no defensive abilities that they can use to protect themselves. So this is like, if you're ever trying to go for a wipe against a dive crew, EMP the tanks, unless the supports have their support ultimates, and then EMP supports. So if you can't get everyone, who you EMP depends on the status of the support ultimates, right? So, like, preferably you hit everyone, but if you have to pick, just very, very heavily determines on whether or not support ultimates are in play. Don't get baited by okay, so one of my favorite things to do is, on Lucio, for example, this is how we would counter, or one of the ways we used to counter Sombra on scrims, is we'd clump up as 5 and play really close together. Let me actually kind of like demonstrate this. I'll actually show you like the exact place we did this to win one of our games. Route 66, Heroes, Lucio. Yeah, it's the Lucio beat again. So one of the things that we did is that if you know that the enemy has EMP, there's no real counterplay to EMP unless you have a support ultimate of your own. So one of the things that you can do to like counter EMP is to purposefully group up to bait the EMP and then have somebody hiding. So one of the ways is that if you have like all 5 of your teammates there, but then the Lucio is standing here, for example, one of the big things is that you can have beat. You can have beat, first of all, trigger earlier if you jump up onto something, right? So if we jump, do you see how long that beat took actually to trigger? You can have beat trigger sooner by jumping up onto things. So because you have this arc, if you kind of like arc, but then you land on something, beat triggers faster. And beat also has a kind of a delay where beat does not trigger as soon as you touch the ground. It has a cast time. So anybody who is in your line of sight during the cast time will still get barrier applied to them. So one of the things that you can do is that. So did you see how instant beat activated? So you go up to activate beat sooner. Then when you land here, so beat activates here, but but then you transition into the open to actually cast your barrier onto everyone else on your team. So you purposefully cluster as 5 to bait out the EMP with the Lucio hiding. As soon as you hear propaganda is useless, boom, and your team is safe and you've successfully countered their EMP. So, like, you can definitely bait out Sombra and whatnot by clustering and then hiding. And if their play is EMP, unless the Sombra has the actual awareness required to say, like, no, we're missing, like, their win condition is gone, like their Lucio or their Zenyatta isn't there, then you're going to be able to counter it. So it works really well in ranked, because ranked Sombras will probably just go for the full 5-man EMPs instead of trying to, like, figure out, you know, not a lot of Sombras, at least in the lower elos, do properly ult track support ultimates or anything like that, so. Excuse me. And then Jayne. That's why you gotta be big brain on attack and call their support as hiding, then kill the tanks because you don't have heals. Yeah, there's way. Wow. There's ways you can counterplay it, but okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, there's lots of ways you can counter it. But in terms of like ranked, choosing your EMP, you have to be tracking support ultimates. And then you have to know you can't just go for massive EMPs or especially like the Translocator blind EMP because you're going to get fucked if they know it's coming. So a lot of thought, care, and attention needs to go into actually applying your EMP properly. Also, Jayne, having the Lucio doing this would be possible only in like the top 5% of Lucio players. Well, strive to be the top 1%, not just the top 5%.
Yeah, penetrate 1.
Heroes never die.
I missed the first part. What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Oh, there's so unlike a lot of the other points, Numbani is you can use a lot of the different health packs. The ones that I would use is the 2 minis that are on the ground to give yourself a lot of flanker pressure. Those are the 2 minis that I would keep hacked. Is Coffee Aromo, and I'll just go into the custom game and show you the 2 ones that if I was playing Sombra, I'll show you the 2 ones that I'd have hacked. This is Lucio. Because 5-mans lead to a lot of chaos in ranked, and then most teams are just too uncoordinated below 4K to really do much. Yes. No argument. Okay, so if we're talking about Sombra on second point, now, Numbani is not one where, like, there's hard and fast rules. Oh, it's Sigma and Axiom. Okay, Sigma and Axiom. I always forget the Numbani callouts. So, this is the first pack that I would hack, and then the second pack that I would hack is this one right here. So I would try and keep these 2 packs hacked as much as possible. And the reason why I would try and keep both of these packs hacked as much as possible is that this is main, but having the packs hacked gives us flanker advantage. So if we have flankers or they have flankers and they encounter each other on the flanks, those health packs should be enough to give our guys the advantage. So this allows us a strong main because the 2 minis to the left and right of the most common hold spot, which is between green and white, is going to be these health packs. So don't underestimate how much flanker advantage actually helps. You want to have this like horseshoe-shaped coverage of the map, right? So you can usually tell which team has advantage based on. Now let me tab out of this. Based on who has developed the horseshoe, for lack of a better term. So let's go to the blackboard. Let's swap back to main and pull out my tablet. So if we have the Numbani Road, it kind of comes out here and here and here. It kind of looks like this. The bus is here white is here, right? So let's simplify this. Let's just like and straighten out the road, and let's just pretend that this is straight. Let's pretend this is straight. There's the bus here, and then there's the white car here, and there's a mini here, and a mini here. So there's a mini on the flanks. And the reason why these minis are so powerful is because if you're trying to control an objective like this, what you want to be doing is not just having kind of like, so if there's a road and there's cars and whatnot, let's just get rid of the cars, for example. So if we can think about like territory you control, so attackers control this territory. Now this is going to be extremely phallic, but bear with me, chat. So this is kind of like the territory that the attackers control. And then if we're looking at what the defenders control, if you have control of the mega or the minis, then you can control this territory as well as the flank pressure. So you kind of want this C-shaped kind of like horseshoe control of the map. Because the big thing that this does is allows you to not only attack in from the sides if you see weaknesses, but what it can do is prevent, if the attackers are in this location right here, they can't retreat onto one of the flanks. They can only move backwards. So this is controlling the territory and the possible positioning of the opponents. So if you're looking at like a Nepal shrine again, for example, if we're going back to like what Nepal shrine looks like, we've got the main point itself. We have one mega on the left by coast. Then we have the shrine and we have the 2 megas here and here. Is if one team controls the point and coast, their control of the map looks like this, whereas if the other team controls shrine, then their positioning, their kind of like land control looks more like this. So it's kind of even, because while main is under contest, like we could probably a better drawing. Let's do a bit of a better drawing. So let's assume that point is being contested, right? So instead of one team having control of the point, we'll say that the attackers kind of have, main and shrine, but then the defenders have mega and they don't have this side. So this is kind of like even here. But even if a team is like, if you're trying to retake on Koth or something, it can be really helpful if you have the ability and the resources to, as you're pushing in from here, first take advantage of the flanks so that they don't have abilities to retreat, to reposition, or rotate, and then you can push in based off of opportunities. So having those minis gives you flanker advantage and controlling the flank pressure. So that's why I would hack both of those minis. But to each their own. You could have a different answer. Push in. Oh, man. Okay, let's keep going.
Campaign 3, 2, 1.
I don't think you even needed it. Do you? Well,
Heroes never die.
you're also running like a static defense comp. So if you were running like a dive or something, yeah, that would have been fine. Good. Oh, the hack got interrupted. And you're already back to 40%.
Damn it.
Roadhog behind.
Extrañaste?
Unfortunate. Now, if you were running like a dive comp, that EMP would have been fine, but you were running a static defense comp. So one of the times that you want to be doing like static defense is when an opponent has pushed in so far that they can't easily retreat, kind of like Supercharger. So your EMP there would have been fine, but you didn't take into consideration how much follow-up your team actually had, and you got fucked because of it, so.
I might need this later. Translocating. Miss me?
My will made real.
What's your win condition? Stall, kill, or farm? Now, I can see some of you guys are bitching, and understandably so, in the fact that stall, yes, is your primary concern, but if you have the ability to farm, yes, farm as well. So, again, if they don't notice you, I'd probably just sit there, and then, as they move to attack you, I'd probably just try and get some shots in before you translocate it out. But shooting will give your position away based on sound, and people will react a lot faster to your presence if you start shooting. So, since stall is my primary concern, I would basically stay still until I saw an opportunity to put a shit ton of damage into something, or until they reacted to me. What do you mean with farm? Get ult charge. Farm means get ult charge, because your EMP is one of the, just like we've been talking about earlier about how Genji needs to farm his EMP. Sombra also needs to farm EMP because it's a win condition. It's one of the largest. It's one of the more powerful ults in the entire game. So getting it as fast as you can is very important. Translocate it out. Yeah, your team wasn't able to push in. Nice
Yeah,
hack.
right side.
Didn't really matter though. That kill was so that's sort of like death. If the Genji was the one that I was reviewing at this point, I'd be like, whatever, you kept the point. So that elimination, sweet hack, sweet kill, zero value. Zero value. Because that was not a team fight, that mattered. The payload was pushed in, there's gonna be free distance, payload isn't anywhere near a contestable location for you yet. Kill didn't matter. Genji's death didn't matter. Congrats, you win nothing. Don't do it.
Pass into the unknown.
Whew.
Hello there.
For a hack.
See you later. Always leave yourself a back door.
EMP here.
As you say. Much better.
Team up for special attack.
Gotcha.
Okay, I guess I'll stop making non-committal gestures and actually talk about what's going on here. By killing Genji there, he got some ult and saved his Ana, right? That's something, it's very minor though. Very minor. Like even if the Genji had killed the Sombra, even if the Genji had killed the Ana still would have been regrouped in the time the first fight would have occurred. So even Ana getting killed there wouldn't have mattered because the payload had to make it to this position before the fight actually occurred, right? So no, it wouldn't have made much of a difference. Now, let's watch this again here. Let's go back. So, first of all, this is huge value for you. I thought you were going to EMP to kill the Zen, and I would have been pretty ticked if you had done that, specifically because it wouldn't have gotten you much value because of where the payload is located. You would have won the team fight, but it's very hard to defend from this location, so there's no real value to win a team fight in this general location other than gain control of the payload. You'll gain time the same way as you won any other point, but like the distance that they are going to get after from this location up the alley is going to happen regardless. So holding them here does not provide a ton of value, and you also lose that really critical ultimate to fight at a location that does matter. So going after the Zen by this point has realized that his team is just full of potato brains and goes like, the only reason I'm going to survive is if I trance. The same reason why I would have been pissed about your EMP is the reason I'm pissed about your trance, because winning this team fight to red team does not matter. Right? If they get held here, they're just going to regroup and then they're going to push in and you're going to have fewer ultimates. So the fact that he used an ultimate here instead of probably just dying or something like that, they're going to get distance even with only 5 people there. So this is a terrible trance. Terrible. Probably the worst trance you could have done.
Into the unknown.
Other than being Custa and just fat fingering it on a Route 66 staircase.
Hello there.
For a hack.
See you later.
Like, yay, you got extra fire points for hacking the Pharah. Did nothing else.
Always leave yourself a back door.
EMP
And
here.
then here, you EMP here, but, like, yeah, it's going to win the fight. You're going to take out the Zen, but this fight was pretty close to even, and now that that Zen did not have trance, you could just try and farm him again without EMP.
As you say.
So I don't see any reason you actually needed the EMP to kill that Zen when it's been shown that the enemy team is not protecting their Zen. So I think you could have saved EMP here. You're up 2. You lost 1.
Much better.
Team up for special attack.
Gotcha.
Solid.
Translocating.
Spawn camp the Zen. Spawn camp the Zen.
Heal up. I might need this later.
It's an Ana now.
Here I am.
Good hack. Get better aim.
Fuck this game. Can you counter me?
See you later.
Good enough. You having taken both healers out of the fight for that long should have been enough for your front line to win the fight, in the same way that like primaling 2 healers out of the fight should usually be enough for your team to win the fight. Unfortunately, they did seem to be getting a lot of distance while you were dealing with their healers, so why they got so much distance without their healers, I don't quite know, but pretty significant there. D.Va wasted her bomb. That's good. Nice, and you've got another EMP. Why is my phone going crazy? Chill out, phone.
Always leave yourself a back door. He vuelto.
Think in your head, kill, stall, or farm. What is the objective?
Here I am. Much better.
Kill would have been the objective.
Beacon in place. ¿Qué tal?
Thought you were going to EMP there. Good
And
hack.
hack left.
Así me gusta.
Do you see how much value you're getting just by hacking people who attack you? You're getting a lot of value by just attacking the people who attack your team and threatening with hack. Sombra, especially with the new Sombra, doesn't have to be living on the flanks. I don't think you play with your team enough. Like, you've seen how many times you've fucked that Genji over with a hack, right? You've saved your Ana, you've killed the Genji, you killed the Genji there again, where he had Blade and might have been able to wipe your team, right? You're playing Kree, Hanzo, Mercy, and what's your second healer? Zenyatta, wasn't it? So you're running 4 things that can get absolutely obliterated by a Dragon Blade. So you're getting a lot of value every time you kind of like translocate by your time, and you're like, hey, look, a Genji, and you hack him. And you're like, hey, I'll do this since I'm here anyway. But you could get a lot of value out of that, doing it more often and purposefully.
He vuelto.
That's sick. That's a
They have a
D-Mech.
hack up top.
Easy D-Mech. Huge value.
Translocating.
Huge value. Now she either needs to reset or farm her mech back. That's crazy value right there.
Ahorita regreso.
Nice. Rehack that. That Mega's really strong for controlling this high ground here.
I'm out of here.
You got purpled. Purple is another reason you don't want to translocate right back to a health pack.
Beacon in place.
Ryan hack.
I would have hacked
Man.
the D.Va. Hacking the D.Va would have been far superior there. The Reinhardt couldn't shield the D.Va, but the D.Va could shield the Reinhardt.
EMP.
EMP,
3, 2, 1.
great. Huge. Even better value because that Pharah ulted. That was a perfect use of EMP, right? You're not running a dive comp, so you needed to EMP at a location where your team could follow up. You did it after they pushed in. That was like textbook EMP, okay? That was really good. If we're looking at like EMPs that actually make a difference, you got one, okay? You got a good EMP there. That one was dope. The game audio is backwards? Really?
This is not your time. Beacon in place.
Game audio is backwards? Is anyone else hearing that?
Ryan hack. Man.
Need healing over here.
EMP 3, 2, 1.
Apagando las luces.
Heroes never die.
Chat's baiting me. There's like 3 people who are saying yes.
Left channel, right channel, right channel.
Hopefully that's right. Let me know if that's backwards.
Looking for me? I'm out of here.
Fuck. I literally just it's
Left channel, left channel, right channel, right channel, right channel, left channel, left channel.
yeah, good. Is that good? I feel like I swapped the right wires. Okay. You guys want to see something cool? Let me show you. I'll show you after the break just how fucking crazy my audio setup is. Okay. That's hilarious. How did you guys take? It took you? How long have I been live for? I've been live since 7 a.m. It took you 6 hours to notice audio was reversed. Chat. Hilarious.
Feeling much better. ¿Qué tal?
I forgot the strap.
Can you show me yourself as well?
Ahorita regreso. Translocating. Gotcha.
That's unfortunate. The Anna's just like chilling in the back line.
Beacon in place. See you later.
That's not the target you wanted to hack. So you don't want to EMP here. Yeah, good. You definitely don't want to EMP here now. Solid hack. I liked that hack. So that's not a tech a lot of people do, but throwing the Translocator vertically and then hopping up so you can hack people on the way back down to Earth, not a lot of people do that. I liked that. And I think that was on purpose too. I'm not sure how you can accidentally do that, honestly. Really good hack tech. If you can't get a hack on somebody, throw the Translocator up, translocate at its peak, hack on your fall back down. I love it. You didn't really need to do it there, but the tech overall is pretty dope.
30 seconds remaining.
There's the chuck, the hack on the drop back down. Yeah, it wasn't executed great, but it was still there. The idea was there.
That'll help you focus.
Now, if you kill anyone, it's game over. Right, game over. I'd just EMP. I would have honestly just immediately EMP'd to kill the Winston.
Don't let up.
It's almost over. See you later.
Heroes never die.
Be right back.
Yeah, been way too long.
Apagando las luces.
Round 1 complete. Score 0-2. Switching sides.
What is your opinion on using quick play for learning our new heroes? Let me just answer what is my opinion on using quick play to learn new heroes and change that to what is my opinion on quick play. And I believe I can summarize what is my opinion on quick play with the words, fuck quick play. I think that should be pretty all-encompassing.
You wouldn't believe what I learned about you.
I'm just gonna watch your point A attack. So we do have to move on to another VOD because we got OWL in an hour.
30 seconds.
Even here, I feel an outcast.
What's wrong with quick play? Oh, you're new to this stream. When I was in boot camp was like a 7-8 week adventure of just fun and joy and happiness. And it was on like my graduation parade from boot camp and whatnot. And, you know, all prim and proper, I've learned how to be a good military boy. I got my uniform all nicely pressed, my beret over. I remember that I was walking out of the building for the very last time after just having finished boot camp, and there was a new recruit, like pulled off the street new recruit, and he was wearing his beret in the mess hall, which if you're military, you don't do that. You don't wear your beret in the mess hall. And Sergeant Major, big angry guy, like Gunny from Full Metal Jacket kind of guy, really angry dude, just comes up to their screen and goes, like, take your beret off. And I just remember that the recruit just like slowly turned and looked at this Sergeant Major and goes, why? I just kind of like laughed and left before the Sergeant Major just fucking exploded. Green as shit recruit, just take your beret off. Why? Just, I got the fuck out of that mess hall before shit exploded. I was like, I wish you luck with the rest of boot camp, buddy. But I don't remember why I started telling the story, but goddamn, that was one of the funniest things I have ever seen, was just a slow motion disaster. It was like watching a train wreck in just 1/10 speed. Oh, man. I don't fucking remember why I started telling this story. Let's just keep watching.
Look after yourself out there. I'll get us home safe.
This is not a costume.
Oh, yeah, I was telling you because why is quick play bad, right? You're new to the stream, and I knew that that guy was new to boot camp because one of the things you learn very quickly is you don't ask why, you don't question the Sergeant Major, you do whatever the fuck he says. So it can really tell, because I don't know how many times I've talked about how much I hate quick play and arcade for practice, and I think that it's actually harmful for improvement. So if somebody asks why quick play is bad in this stream, it's a very clear giveaway that they're new to the stream.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing.
If you're in the off season, you want to be doing pugs or scrims, and if you want pugs, hop on the Discord. We're probably going to do them after today's stream too. So
Capture objective A.
Caution. Enemy turret neutralized.
Enemy turret here. Hey there.
it's a bit of an awkward location. Yikes! See the shotgunner. This is, oh boy, I'm so glad his aim sucks.
Enemy turret here. I'm out of here.
Oh man, so much stuff happened that you weren't involved with. I want to watch this again.
Attack commencing.
Beacon in place.
Capture objective
Translocating.
A.
Caution.
I don't know if we'll pug during Overwatch League, but there'll definitely be stuff after Overwatch League. Okay, no translocator placement.
Enemy turret here.
Bit dangerous to go up here. Oh, you throw it into that hallway. Bit interesting.
Claiming this objective.
You definitely should have died to this Torb.
Much better. Oh, pobrecito. Enemy turret here. I'm out of
Pretty decent tracking on the Orisa. Like, again, I don't like how far the translocator takes you out of the fight. Good job using your 480 damage clip to break the Winston bubble.
¿Qué tal?
You had it. Didn't you have a translocator up, or did it just run out? Why did you not just leave? Know the potential burst damage of your opponents. Like against an Ana, you never want to be below like 80
And I
health.
have.
She can burst you so easily. Even like 90 health is dangerous.
See you later. Looking for me? I might need this later.
Your translocator placement is just so strange. Like, this mega is not even... No one is going to use this mega. You're not going to use it. They're not going to use it. You hack this... Hack the tracer. That'd be hilarious.
Been here.
What are you doing? Yeah, all the guys who spawned already left. So yeah, you spent so long out of the fight that your team lost the 6v5 because you weren't doing anything. You weren't trying to spawn camp. You hacked a health pack that wasn't being used, and now there are no other health packs of actual value hacked right now.
Hey there.
So take your thumb out of your ass and help your team. I don't know how many other ways I can say this.
See you later. Feeling much better.
Plan B.
Heroes never die.
Like, I'm trying to think
Yeah,
of your
but
thought process here. Like, what is it you're actually trying to accomplish?
Much better.
And I'm not coming up with anything. Good kill on the super.
Beacon in place. I know videos.
So, like, the only thing that I the only thing that I can really come up with here is that I don't know what you're trying to accomplish, and that alone says something, right? If I don't know what you're trying to accomplish based on your actions, it's entirely possible that you're just making shit up as you go along. You don't have a plan, you don't have a target. You know, you went into a location, you went up those stairs, you hacked that mini and that mega, and you placed your translocator before you actually cared what the enemy team composition was running. You're acting very independent. You're not really acting with your team. You're not calling out for assistance based on targets that you managed to hack. You're very, very independent. You're hacking health packs that hardly matter to you, let alone the rest of your team or the opponents. Like, the opponent is not... They're not crying over the fact that they don't have that mega available to them. That is not, like, if you were going to be there and you were going to get a really quick hack onto the tracer to kill her and then come in and, like, set up this crossfire, that would have made a lot of sense. But you just, like, let the respawners walk past you. Were you afraid of a tracer? A hacked tracer is a free kill. So free. So free. And you had a hacked mega right behind you. There was nothing they could have done. So... like, maybe if the Mercy turned around, but then you just translocate away. If you would have had your translocator in a position that you actually could have used to escape. So, I don't really have any advice based on this attack other than come up with a plan. Don't just, like, make shit up as you go around. What is your win condition? Are you winning based off hacking tanks and primarying tanks? Are you winning based off assassinating supports and spawn camping high-value targets? Are you winning off of farming your EMP? Are you using your hack kind of as a team-based? Are you hacking health packs as a kind of like an area denial or as an area where you can stabilize and be aggressive? There's a lot of different playstyles and things you can do with Sombra, and you're doing none of them. So put some thought into what exactly you're trying to accomplish, and then have all of your actions work towards that goal. Yeah, we're gonna